So I still love doing all these customizing, modification jobs on these different gel blasters. I know I've been showing a lot of new blasters too, just because I'm lucky enough to get those. I want to share those with everyone as well. But Ferven Toys actually contacted me and said, "Hey, I see you do a lot of videos of modifications. Do you want us to send us some blasters for you to modify?" And I said, "Well, I've tried to modify the Scorpion performance-wise, and there wasn't really anything we could do or I could do. The gearbox in the Scorpion looks like this too, and you can't really fit a different gearbox in there easily, and replacing the spring in the motor didn't really make much difference. It just caused problems. So I've had that issue with the Scorpion. I've had that with like the Uzis or Mac 10s. So I said, I don't know. I go, let me check that HK pistol that you guys have. Let me see if we could do anything with that. Because if you remember, the FPS on it is, not as high as most bigger kids would like to see it. By bigger kids, I mean adults as well. So I thought, let me check it out and let me see, because it's obviously pistol shaped, right? So I was surprised when I opened it up that it did have this type of gearbox, but I guess I shouldn't be, because that's probably what Ferven uses, right? Because they probably use a similar gearbox or the same gearbox in many of their blasters, which actually makes sense cost-wise. But again, due to the footprint of the gun, I was pleasantly surprised to find that a gearbox from like a G17 Glock, also from like an AKM47, will fit inside here with some minor modifications. So I'm going to do some of those. I'm going to turn some of these into much stronger blasters. So what I had to do is basically with like a wire cutter there, the needle nose pliers, we'll go ahead and cut out. There was plastic all through here, right? That was just like support pieces, because the original gearbox was up here. So cut all that out. I will take this tool here, the sander, and I'll sand that all smooth, because it is pretty tight for it to fit in there. It's fitting in there fine, but it is pretty tight. So I'm going to sand that smooth, just so those edges aren't there. Really, the only other changes that I have to do is the switch on this gearbox is this style, and I just need to switch it to like this. And I've got a lot of those around. So I'm going to just go ahead and wire that a little different. However, the gearbox actually lines up with the, bolts as well. It's not obstructing any of them. In fact, it lines up with that main one fine, and then it leaves this back one open as well. The trigger, that's fine, because we can reuse that switch as well. And then putting the battery down here is fine, because we can actually fit like a G18 battery, the small black kind of thin battery. I don't have one right here. Oh, yeah, I do. So the small battery that's kind of this size should fit back here fine, or up here. Well, it'll be tight, but I'm going to make it work. So not worried about that. In fact, actually, what I'll probably do, just to make sure we have enough room, since this isn't going into anything in this, there's no piece that this goes into like it would normally in a blaster, I'll probably just chop that off. That way we have a little more room for the battery down there without making it too crazy tight. So I've closed this up like this, and I've actually shot it. And remarkably, I don't know how it shot this high, but I did a half a hopper, and I was consistently seeing up to 170 FPS, between 160 and 170 FPS, which I'm a little confused by, because typically I've never seen over 150 with the G17 gearbox. So I'm not entirely sure why that's happening. If anyone has some ideas, please post that in the comments. But either way, I'm excited. I'm going to paint it out a little different. Not sure what I'll do, but do something. Paint it out a little different. Probably put the threaded barrel on here. And then I'm a big fan of, well, I really like this style little, fake silencer suppressor. But then I've got several different little red ones as well. Of course, this I will paint red or orange, just for safety. So comments, questions, everything, please post them below. Of course, the completed project will be posted too. Let me know what you guys think. And please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends. Please participate in all the giveaways. Good luck. So I showed you what I was doing with this. This is that Ferven Toys HK pistol. Gonna go ahead and shoot it for you here. Got all the internals from a Glock 17 inside it. Gonna paint it up and make it pretty, but wanted to show you how it shoots first. I mean, I'm hitting highs of 170 FPS, which is great, but on average, I'd say, you know, in that 150s range. You know, it's hitting out there at about 40 feet with no issues. Pretty consistently 155 to 160 with highs as close to 170. So that's pretty awesome. So looking forward to painting this out. Don't know if I'll put a threaded barrel, but probably I'll put a threaded barrel, and then you just have the option at least to go in with some sort of silencer. Most likely any sort of silencer will probably slow it down a little bit unless it's really short. That just tends to end up happening. But that's pretty cool, and I'm able to put that Glock 18 in there and really make this a lot more powerful blaster with this smaller HK form factor. So let me know what you guys think. Comments, questions, of course, post them below. And once I paint this out, of course, I'll do another video to show it all pretty with everything painted and customized. So I finished customizing these Ferven Toy HKs. Really what I was doing was I was swapping out the gearboxes to get them stronger. So I put a Glock 17 or G17 gearbox in the HK. So now it's hitting, you know, 160 FPS, definitely over 150 consistently, as high as like I've seen 170. And then over here, switched it out with an HK47 gearbox, and that's about the same. And then it just even shoots a little faster because that gearbox for the HK47 is a pretty fast shooting gearbox, right? So that's the main thing I did. On the insides, I've shown you, if you watch other videos, you had to cut out a bit of plastic, but those gearboxes fit in there nicely, and then you can use, you know, the batteries compartment down here works out really good. Now this one, I thought that the you know, the graphics on it, I didn't mind at all. I thought they looked really nice with a nice bright orange, you know, faux suppressor. And these are the really wide ones, so there's not going to be any sort of restrictions going on there. This one was a little different design that I didn't like as much, so I painted it out kind of in a chrome and then put this orange tip on here. And again, that's a nice big one where there's no like restrictions going on there. So definitely pretty cool. Nice that they can shoot so much harder now. You know, that's kind of where you want the top loaders to be. And 150 seems to be about the high end of where you're going to be with the top loaders. So the fact that these are even a little harder than the regular guns that came out of, I'm not quite sure how that's happened or why. But anyway, it is pretty cool to see. They're from Ferven Toys. These are little, there's 14 millimeter counterclockwise threads, so those could be changed. This one, I'm going to have to open up and actually glue down that thread because the thread piece is spinning right now because it's sitting on top the way it's in there, which is a pretty easy fix. I mean, I just need to open it up. Whereas this one is actually, you know, working the way it's supposed to, where if you want to unthread it, you can just go ahead and screw that off. So definitely some cool new blasters. It's cool when you figure out ones that you can do this to. A lot of times gearboxes from other blasters won't fit without some more significant type modification, or it makes it so that they don't work right. And these had the long gearboxes inside them instead of the more traditional pistol size like this, like I put in here. So let me know what you guys think, comments, questions, all that. Please post it below. Please like, please subscribe, and please participate in all the giveaways. And I'm going to say there's a very good chance that these will be up for giveaway some point in the near future. So thanks for the support, and please keep watching. So a couple cool blasters here from Ferven Toys. These are the HK pistol style blaster they sell. I wanted to customize them, wanted to see what I could do. So it's supposed to be like an HK45 caliber pistol. That's what the model is here. And what I did was I went ahead and I tore out the insides, if you've watched other videos, and I put in different gearboxes. So this has a G17 or Glock 17 gearbox in it now, and this has an AKM47 gearbox in it. So I didn't paint this one because I actually don't mind this graffiti look, but I did put on a threaded barrel. But I made sure on both of these to use the really large barrels so that there's no restrictions on these, since these aren't super hard shooting compared to the higher end ones, but they're both pretty cool. So that's what I did here. We're going to shoot them a little bit and we'll test the FPS on them, right? So first we'll start with the AKM. So you can definitely see it shoots fast like it should as the AKM. You know, I'd say it's close to 150. There were highs around 160. I was always in the 140s or higher, so that's pretty cool. And then that big target about 40 feet out there, you know, it's hitting that straight on without any sort of issue. So that's pretty sweet. Now we'll switch to this one, which is the Glock 17 or G17 style blaster. Gearbox that's in here. So we'll shoot this a little bit and let's see where it's at for FPS. So still a very fast rate. Let's see what kind of FPS we get. Say very consistently, I'd say on average at 150 as well. Low 160s for highs, always in the 140s. You know, so that's what I'd say we'd be at with this one too. So that's pretty cool. So now these both have good FPS. They look pretty cool. So I hope you guys like them. Hope you like what I did with them cosmetically. I mean, really just putting a barrel on this one. But definitely some cool blasters. And of course, I do plan on probably giving these away eventually. So comments, questions, post them below. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, please like, please subscribe, and participate in those giveaways. Like I said, I got tons of blasters. I like giving them away to those who support me. So I'm going to continue doing 2 giveaways per month for the summer of 2022. And then after that, hopefully I'll be able to continue with 2, but I'll definitely be doing it at least once as always. Thanks for the support and good luck in those giveaways. Enjoy the summer.